Looking to move abroad, but kind of worrying about how do I stay connected? Fear not. Today's video is all about how to set up your cell phone in your foreign country. Don't forget to subscribe to this video and hit the like button for more helpful tips about moving and living abroad. Setting up your cell phone can seem a little daunting, but with a little planning, it's a breeze. I'm going to go through some steps today to kind of share with you about how to set this up. So let's begin. Before you go abroad, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your phone will work in your chosen country. For most of us, we have Androids or we have iPhones, and I think pretty much around the world those types of phones will work, but if you have something different, you may want to check and verify that. You can find this information through the cell phone specs or their website. Just take a look and make sure that it's going to work wherever you plan to move to. Next, you want to unlock your phone. If your phone is locked to your carrier, you need to get it unlocked before you depart to your new country. This will allow your local SIM card to work for cheaper data and usage of that cell phone. You'll just need to call your carrier and have them unlock the phone. So you want to keep your old phone number, the one that you've been using all this time in your home country. So you're wondering, well, how can I do that? Because obviously all your family members, everyone probably programmed your cell phone number into their phone. So I'm going to give you some options of things that you can do that will allow you to keep that number. And one is using a Google Voice, which is basically an internet phone service. It's free to join. There's no cost. So basically what happens is your phone number will stay the same, but it will become now an internet phone number. So therefore, you will be required to have internet in order to use that phone or receive calls and messages. It's really nice because as you travel and move about in the world, it makes it free to use so that you can call back home or send text messages with your phone like you would if you lived in your home country. You can still do the same with Google Voice. One warning though, I must say, is that some banks in your home country may not be able to send a verification code through Google Voice or internet phone. You'll want to check with your bank to make sure that you can receive internet codes or verification codes through your internet phone service. The problem for us, when we first moved here to Turkey, we would check our bank and our bank would say, hey, we need to verify that this is you, so we're going to send you a code, and we never get a code. So we called the bank, told them we have this Google Voice phone number, and they said, oh, well, we can't send a verification code through internet voice. So this became a problem. So when we went back to visit the States, we had to change to a different bank. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button for more information about how to move and live abroad. Another option you can do is join a family member's plan. So let's just say you have a son or a daughter or a parent that has a cell service. Obviously, you want to make sure they have an international cell service plan. You can join their plan and that can continue to use your current phone number. That's another option you can work out if you have a family member. Just have to have that discussion to see if that's okay. It shouldn't cost a whole lot. I mean, there is a monthly fee, but that's another option you can do to keep your cell phone number. One plan I don't recommend, probably the most expensive plan, is getting an international plan on your phone. I don't think most people do that if they live abroad just because it's very expensive. Really not a benefit to doing it that way, but if for whatever reason you feel more comfortable, check with your carrier and ask them what their international plan, tell them what you're planning to do and see what they can offer you. I just find that those are usually very expensive and there's better options out there. So now we've covered all the things about how to keep your old cell phone number. Let's talk about a new plan, and this would be the plan that you would sign up for in your host country. You want to do some research, obviously, at the beginning to finding out what the best local phone service plan there is out there. Usually there's many options, just like in your home country. You can ask in your expat groups or friends or people that you've met, hey, what service do you use? That's what we did when we came here to Turkey. Everybody's going to have obviously their opinion about it, so you'll just have to decide what's best for you. You just go to a local phone store and set up your plan. It's not very difficult. Some may require some certain IDs. You'll want to have a bank drafting system set up already so you can make payments to the phone company. But these are some things you can check out. Now, if you're on a scouting trip or you're only planning to stay for short term, there's some short term options to take a look at. You can visit a local store and purchase a SIM card. See these at the airport. You might see them as you're walking about in the city. That basically they do is sell a SIM card. You insert it into your phone. That's why it's important to have your phone unlocked so that you can use that SIM card there locally. One nice factor you might want to see in your phone, we have the ability to have our SIM card from the US and our SIM card from here. There's two places to put that in there, and so you don't have to take the other one out and keep up with it. And that's critical because obviously when you go back home, you'll want to put it back in your phone. It's pretty easy to do, although you might want to, if you've never done it before, have them do that in the store for you. But the most important thing is keeping up with your original SIM card to your phone so that when you return, you can insert it back in the phone. A great alternative, and one that I've discovered here recently and I really enjoy, is what they call an eSIM. And basically you don't deal with all the little chips and all that kind of stuff. You join basically a cloud version of a SIM card. It's a digital SIM card. One that we use, and we really have found it very effective no matter where we travel, is called Airlo. It's AIRALO. It's a cloud service type of SIM card or digital SIM card. You sign up, you tell them where you're going, and then once you're on the plane and you're getting ready to land, you just switch it to Airlo and it will work from there. Pricing on it is very reasonable, and we just found that it's just so easy to travel with no matter where we go in the world. So check it out. You might like it. These two options, though, are basically for short-term stay. Not a long-term, but short-term. Some additional tips I'd recommend that you check out for your phone is, one, configuring the APN settings. Sometimes these need to be adjusted manually. Configuring your APN, which means access point network. You just need to check with your carrier and find out if that is something that needs to be adjusted for your phone if you're going to use it abroad. Depending on your plan, you'll want to top it all off before you depart your home country, just because for maybe a week you want to have enough data, be able to use your phone as much as possible until you get all your ducks in a row, so to speak, and get the local SIM card set up on your phone. Make sure to adjust the phone's language and region settings because it will automatically pick it up. So if you don't want it to be in your host country's language, you need to tell it to be in English and vice versa. So just be aware of that. Update your phone's emergency numbers that will match the local service. You'll want to download some local app that you might be using to get deliveries or do some shopping. Those are critical. Some that I find very critical are like obviously Google Maps, translation apps, our banking apps. But whatever apps that you are going to find useful in your host country, go ahead and download to your phone. That will make your life a little easier later on. Just make sure that you check for roaming charges because, as you know, those can really add up very quickly. Either turn your roaming off and get a local SIM card. Know how to manage your roaming because they will quickly become a big problem if you're not paying attention to it. I would definitely get some messaging apps for like Turkey, Europe, a lot of these locations. The common messenger app is WhatsApp. Some of the Asian countries use a different type of messaging system, so you just have to find out what's common there. But you'll want to definitely do that because that's pretty much how people text. I know in the United States, we tend to text each other through the local carrier, but most foreign countries don't operate that way. So you'll want to find out what is their messaging app that they use. Telegram is another common one you'll see. I tell my family to communicate WhatsApp because you can do video calls, text, pictures, anything. It's pretty easy to use. I would try to identify hotspots or Wi-Fi areas, especially if you go to coffee shops or at your hotel or your accommodations offer some Wi-Fi. Take advantage of it. Make sure that when you walk into these businesses, you look for those Wi-Fi connections. If they have it, but it's password required, may ask them for a password. Some places will give it to you, some don't. When we traveled throughout Germany, we found out that that's just not common to ask for the password. So it was very hard to utilize their Wi-Fi. Just make that a part of your habit to try to connect with local Wi-Fi. That will help reduce your data usage on your phone. Before you make any changes to your phone, I highly recommend that you do a data backup, and this will just capture all the information that's on your phone and make sure that in the transition phase of moving, things don't get lost. So if you store certain things on your phone, like pictures, important documents, anything like that, please back your phone up because you're going to make a lot of changes. I can't guarantee you that all that information is going to stay within your phone. You want to familiarize yourself with how the data usage is handled on your phone. This will help you avoid unexpected expenses. By following these steps, you will be well equipped to set up your cell phone in your foreign country. Just ask questions, ask a lot of expat groups what their experience has been or how they've gone about it. It should be fairly simple to do. Don't be afraid of using eSIM or SIM cards. It's the best, most economical way to handle your phone. One interesting fact that I learned when I first moved to Turkey was that after living here for 6 months, all of a sudden my phone just stopped working. And so we went to the carrier. The carrier said, nope, everything's good on our end. Come to find out, one of the requirements for this country is that any phone brought in to the country, basically what you have to do is you have to register the phone, pay a tax, and then your phone will operate here. So this is something that we had no clue about. So we spent days trying to figure out why my phone wasn't working, what was going on, how to fix it, and ended up coming to find out it was all about this registration number. Just be aware that that might be something that you might have to consider when you move abroad and you're bringing your phone from your home country. If you haven't watched some of my other videos, I have talked about moving and living abroad. I've covered things like scouting, healthcare, deciding between renting an apartment or buying. I've covered many different things for those that are interested in moving abroad, so go check it out. If you're interested in more information or have some questions about these types of videos that I'm creating for you, please reach out to me and I'll be glad to talk with you about it and see how I can help. Stay tuned as I continue to show you more information about how to move and live abroad. Again, thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful day.